Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. And I want to welcome back a amazing person. He's a music artist and an actor, and now he's involved in wrestling. Lovari. And I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Rume Show, and he is a top 25 Billboard dance chart artist, a top 10 dance chart artist in the UK. He's an actor who's been in multiple horror films. He was featured on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Judge Jerry, Wheel of Fortune, and now he's in SPO Wrestling, ran by Johnny Cashmere and the Backseat Boys. So we have a lot to talk about because he does a lot. So stay tuned for the interview, and as always, my gruelings, welcome to my nightmare. So stay tuned for Lavar. All right, buddy, welcome back to Grue, and thank you so much for coming on and being my guest again.
Thank you, Groom. I'm honored as always. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, bud, of course, of course. So you've been making a lot of waves as of late. You have your song, The Moment of Love,
Mhm.
and it's been blowing up like crazy. It's in the top 10 dance charts for the United Kingdom, right?
Yes, actually my first charting single period in the UK. And it's an extra blessing that it's in the top 10. So not only is it my first UK charting single, but it's my first top 10. Actually, my first top 10 period, single period. My song No Day Like Today charted at number 23 on the Billboard Dance Chart. It went to number one on their Breakout chart, but that's not like an official chart. That's just like a bubbling under chart. So basically, that really doesn't count. It counts, but it doesn't. It's hard to explain. The breakout charts don't get published. They're more of like a business media, like bubbling under chart to see what's going to officially chart the following week. So it was the
Oh,
number one breakout for that particular week, and then it ended up charting on the top 40, reaching number 23. But yeah, no, this Moment of Love is my highest charting single, period, overall of anything. Number 10 on the Music Week UK commercial pop dance chart. So really excited and grateful about that. And it's really special to me because I originally recorded and released the song in 2020 on my Moment of Love album, and this is a new
mhm.
remix by legendary Eric Cupper, who has remixed for, oh my God, legends, man. He's remixed for Cher, Madonna, Diana Ross. Like, to be in that company is just profound. And Donna Summer, one of my favorite artists of all time, along with
Oh,
the other people I mentioned. So, like, now to have that discography in my roster under, the helm of him as a remixer is amazing. And it also speaks volumes because when I was first moved out on my own, when I was like 21 years old, I was working in a record store in Manhattan, and I was really destitute, and I was renting a room and miserable and depressed and trying to get a record deal. And I knew the group La Bouche already from their songs Sweet Dreams and Be My Lover, but this particular song, Moment of Love, was originally recorded by La Bouche, and it was on their second album,
oh,
which in the UK was called Moment of Love. In the US, it was called SOS. But the record store I was working at, they would play the album in its entirety on their playlist. And that's how I was introduced to the song. So I remember the song just getting me through some really depressing times when it came out, when I was struggling to even get heard or get a show. So it kind of comes full circle. And the fact that I was able to meet up with Lane McRae from La Bouche and have dinner with him, and then we ended up doing an impromptu a cappella rendition of it was just astounding. So the song is
wow.
really, really special for me, and it's also special because Melanie Thornton, who sang the original lead vocals on it, um, was such a vocal inspiration to me. Sadly, she passed away in a plane crash in 2001. But just to be able to sing it and just to get Lane's blessing that he liked it. He liked the version. Obviously, if he didn't, he wouldn't have, did an impromptu a cappella version, nor much less meet up with me, I'm sure, if he thought it sucked. So I'm just honored, and I just hope that somewhere that Melanie hears it, and and I hope I did her proud. Yeah, so it has a lot of meanings to me. Yes.
Oh, wow, that's so awesome. And besides having like a top 10 dance hit, as I mentioned, like you're also a top 25 bill billboard
Mhm.
person, and how does it feel to actually like be someone that's on those charts?
My number one goal in life was to get on the Billboard charts. That was my number one dream, period. You can watch old interviews with me and always said, I want to be on Billboard. That's my goal. So it happens, and hopefully it'll happen again one day. But in
Yeah,
the
for
interim
sure.
now, every single time, because I'm so low key, man. I'm like you know what I'm saying, like easy to work with, but no frills, like simplistic when it comes to working with people. Like, what do you prefer, this, that? I'm like, nah, you know what I'm saying? No diva stuff, none of that. But the only requirement that I do say is whenever I get interviewed now to please put Billboard charting artist, because that was my number one goal in life to do. And I wear that hat, so to speak, very proudly. So yes, it means everything to me. It means everything to me for sure. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. Yes. And Jimmy Kimmel Live, like he actually featured you doing a show. Was it a fashion show that you were doing? The clip that he
He made
showed?
fun of me. He made fun of me, but in a kind of lighthearted way. And he made the performance go viral, and then other influencers and personalities picked up on it. But it was for a MAGA fashion show, and he was mocking. As he always mocks things that have to do with Donald Trump, and so he mocked this. And the funny part was that after he showed my clip, he was like, "They don't need Taylor Swift; they've got Lovari." So that kind of
Mhm.
started becoming a catchphrase, So, and of course, I milked it for everything it was worth. And I had some people say to me, "Oh, but he was making fun of you. Why keep mentioning it?" I'm like, "Are you friggin' kidding me? I was like on Jimmy Kimmel. I didn't even have to. That's free publicity. Like, why wouldn't you milk it? You know what I'm saying?" So, yeah, I have no animosity towards him, because he just made me more known now to people that didn't know who I was. So how could I
True.
possibly have any animosity? And especially the way he did it, it was lighthearted. It wasn't savage in any sort of way.
Yeah,
And he's a comedian. It wasn't savage in any way, shape, or form. It was funny. Yeah, he was poking fun at me, but it wasn't like he tore me a new one or read me for filth or anything like that. It was cute. And he said my name 5 times in the course of 90 seconds, which I found very interesting. I guess he likes the way my name sounds.
I guess so. I mean, he he didn't even notice it. Like he probably just thought I'm gonna make fun of this music artist, but he had no clue probably that your name was gonna get out there even more now.
Or maybe he did, and that's why he did it. Maybe he was like,
Sure.
subliminally, because like I said, he didn't say anything like, "Oh, this guy's a clown, this guy's
Well, yeah,
terrible," nothing like that. All he said was he showed the clip, and then he was like, "They don't need Taylor Swift, they've got Lavari." Like, so, like, maybe he did like it, but he doesn't like the fact that it was a Trump event. But maybe he was like, "Well, I don't like Trump events, but this kid's all right. Let me give him some publicity." Maybe so. Maybe
yeah.
so. You know what I mean?
No, no, you're absolutely
E-
right.
Either
Yeah,
either way, I'm grateful. I appreciate it.
exactly, exactly. And Wheel of Fortune, like it's a show that everybody loves, and you actually got to interact with Pat, and he even asked you to sing a verse for you to see how high your voice could get. So how was that experience like?
That went viral too. So I was on Wheel of Fortune. I came in second place, and I won a trip to Hawaii. And when they go around and they talk about things, he said, you have a fairly deep voice, but we know that you sing high, so sing one of your high notes. And so I just said, "Pathfinder," And the day after the episode aired, they did a meme of that, and then it said new. Actually, on their social media pages, on their Instagram, Facebook, it said Wheel of Fortune, new host, and then they showed that clip. So that was really awesome. And Pat Sajak and Vanna White, they both are class acts. They are very, very nice people. Pat talked to us during the commercial breaks. Vanna came out while we had breakfast and introduced herself. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience, and all of the staff were completely delightful. It was great. It was really a really thrilling thing, and ironically, that was Pat's last season on the show.
Yeah.
So I got to be on it during his last season. So absolutely melancholic, yeah.
I'll always remember Vanna White when she was on WrestleMania 4.
WrestleMania 4, and speaking of wrestling, man, what do you think about this, man? The SPO Wrestling and me now, now managing, Vinny and Mike and all of this. Like, you want to
Yeah.
what though? You're really good with the verbiage of the wrestling. Why don't you tell them what we're talking about?
You are the manager and you also sing them to the ring. Vinny Talato and my Miami Mike, and they're called Post Game.
Post game, yes.
Yes, and now you're their manager, and I'm pretty sure they recently won the tag team titles in
You did,
C
man.
CZW, or was it somewhere else? I can't remember now, but
Yeah,
they
yeah,
did
yeah. It was.
win the
It was.
belts.
hmm Yeah, man, they're
And
badasses. They're
yeah,
cocky and badass, and I love it.
Vinny's a beast. Like that guy's a monster, Vinny.
Love
Like
it.
he's jacked.
Oh yeah, I love it. I friggin' love their cocky, like, we don't give an F attitude and all that. And it's wrestling. It's male soap opera. It's all in good fun. These people are not the way they are in real life and stuff like that in general. It's fun. It's male soap operas basically. But yes, I'm excited about that. I never thought in a million years that I would be managing a wrestling team, but huge, huge shout out to, SPO Wrestling and Johnny Kashmir and Michael and everybody, Michael Connor and everybody for having this platform, and I love it. It was great. We were there, right?
Yeah,
It was you and Velcro, right?
yes.
And
And Tay Rock.
Tay Rock, and
Yeah.
they're going to be added again, April 27th, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm managing Tay Rock and Velcro again, and you'll be managing post game again, and you're also going to be doing a song live too at the event, right?
I am. I was gonna do well. I'm gonna do Keep It Moving and Walk Them Out, but for my performance, I'm gonna do Moment of Love because it's in top 10.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course,
So
you're
even
definitely
though
going to have
keeping
to
moving
sing
is
that.
what, yeah. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But we're the enemy. Post game is the enemy, so they get booed a lot. So it's fun. It kind of reminds me. Remember that show Gem and the Holograms? Do you
I
remember
do
that?
remember that show. Yes.
Jim's Adventure. Ooh, Jim. So anyway, there was that rival group, the Misfits. We are the
Yeah.
Misfits. Our songs are better. Yeah, so I kind of feel like the Misfits. I kind of feel like them, and it's cool because I'm such a nice guy, and I get to be an asshole and a dick when I'm managing post game because that's the whole persona. So I get to be like that for a change. Yeah.
I know, like that's what I was going to ask you. Like, how does it? Because in the wrestling world, a dick and an asshole is called a heel. So how does it feel to actually be a heel in the wrestling world with working with two guys that are amazing heels and
Love it.
definitely carry their gimmick outside because you don't know whether they're in gimmick or not because they're always partying, they always are cocky, so you don't know whether or not they're in character or not. But how's it feel to be in their heel world?
I don't so I don't I'm actually been sober for 20 years, so I don't do the whole partying aspect like that. But the cockiness, it's good because like I said, a lot of people don't give me the credit that I deserve. I've done so many amazing things, and a lot of times I will get treated by people that have barely done anything will for some reason think they're better than me, and maybe it's because I'm very cordial to people and I'm very supportive of people, but a lot of times people forget these things that I've done, like you were saying, Wheel of Fortune, Billboard Top 25, been to the Grammys, UK Top 10, video on MTV, Jerry Springer, Judge Jerry Springer, the list goes on and on. So I enjoy because this is kind of like my, yeah, you better fucking recognize who the fuck I am, motherfucker. So it can, yeah. So it's a good outlet for that. It's me getting to be a dick and getting away with it rightfully so. Yeah, that's
I
how I
love it.
feel. And the booing part I love because when they boo it because we want them to boo because they're like I said we're the dicks. I hope they don't boo when I perform my song for real though. But whatever, it is what it is. It is what it
They
is.
I'm just gonna give you a heads up, being involved in wrestling as long as I have, they probably are going to boo you because you are the heel. So when you go to do your song, you're probably gonna get booed. But that's them just playing along with everything. Like
Alone.
they don't really hate you. Like
Of course not. No, I know that. Yeah.
they just know that you're the heel for the show. So
Right.
they
What I
aren't
might do
going to
is, so
hear you.
before I perform, I might say something like, "Y'all, I love y'all. This is a real deal. This is not part of this now." I might say something disarming like that. Whatever. We'll see what happens. But it's all in good fun anyway. I know what I'm getting into. I know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
getting
yeah.
into. Yeah, because the Danger Ginger podcast, they went and they showed a clip of when post game came out and they were all booing and they were like, "Oh man, we feel bad for Lovari. Did he know what he was getting into?" No, I did. I absolutely did, for sure. Yeah, I remember WWF.
Of course,
Well,
yeah,
before WWE, WWF, and Cyndi Lauper and Captain Lou Albano and Roddy
yes.
Piper when she was managing, and she also the singing and all that. So for sure, I love it. I absolutely love it. And again, shout out to Johnny Cashmere for the wonderful presentation. He's so professional with everything, executing it. A lot of other companies need to take note of how well he executes it. And a huge shout out to Mike O'Connor because it's Mike O'Connor who introduced me to their world, and I
Oh,
appreciate him.
okay. Oh
Yes.
wow. Oh wow,
Mhm.
nice. And
Yeah.
you have a bunch of horror films that are coming out. Can you give us like the the rundown on the horror films that you're going to be in?
Yeah. So a few of them right now are at a few festivals going on, specifically Amityville Aliens, which was directed by Victor Bonacore. I'm I'm in the film. I have a supporting role, but I also am one of the producers of it. And
Oh, sweet.
it's been making a bunch of horror cons. It was just in one this week in Iowa. So that's one. It's not on streaming yet. Right now, it's just doing the rounds. Appetite for Sin, directed by Matthew Vanaha, that has just been released to Blu-ray. So in that, it's a female vampire movie. So I
Nice.
have a role in that, and I'm a douche in it. And there is Terratoons 4, which is on Tubi right now. I'm honored to be part of that cult series, and yeah, that one's cool because my scene is with Mike Ferguson and he's just an awesome kick-ass dude. I aim to be like Mike Ferguson when I grow up. And we have Clown Motel 3, which we wrapped a few months ago, and that's scheduled for late summer, early fall release. That one's cool because I play Specialist Valdez. It was military, so we had a military specialist on set with us, and yeah, so I learned how to hold a gun properly and how to maneuver myself and move properly if we were going to do
Oh
sniper
my
things and
God.
things of that nature. So, but it was such a great time shooting that movie. So I look forward to that. Then in May, I'm going to be in Denver for the premiere of Compatible, also directed by Joseph Kelly, who did Clown Motel. And I have a tiny role in that, but I'm gonna go to Colorado to go to the premiere, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, music wise, I'm not working on anything right now. I'm not working on anything right now. Concentrating right now on the wrestling and these films for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, I
Mhm.
mean, you don't really have to work on music right now. You got a top 10 hit that's being heard everywhere.
Yeah, but that would be the reason to work on it, right? To do a follow up. But just right now, I want to make sure execute, because sometimes people will do a bunch of things, and these already are a bunch of things that I just said. But sometimes you'll do a lot, and then they'll all get muddled. You know what I mean? Or lost
Yeah,
in the shuffle, or muddled, or
right.
not able to. Even now, like I'm like, oh crap, I want to advertise this. Oh, but wait, this is happening in this. And then I got a time. Well, when can I start advertising this? For example, I'm going to be performing at the Godfather Festival in South Philly, Room
Yes.
Cafe. With big shout out to Renee. So I'm excited about that. And then in June, I'm doing your Trauma Talks mental health panel in Times Square, and I'm excited about that too. But see, I had to throw that in now because I'm like, how? So that's why I want to make sure that these things get looked at. You know what I mean, and don't get overthought.
True, true.
Yeah.
I mean, being a Philly guy too, just like you, the Godfather party, they have that every year, and
Yes.
it's a lot of fun, especially if you live in Philly. So definitely, definitely, if anyone is watching this that lives in Philly, you should definitely go and check it out and see you sing your hits.
Thank you. And it's funny because I'm gonna be in Colorado. That Friday night, I'm landing in Colorado in Denver. Saturday is the screening, and then I'm leaving that same night to make it for Sunday. So I'm gonna barely see Colorado. I'll see maybe a few hours of it, but it's cool. It's cool. It's all love. Yes.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
of
appreciate
course.
it. Thank you. Thank you
And
so much.
the last thing I'm going to ask you is where can fans follow you and keep up with your with everything? You're so busy.
My Instagram is Lovari Official, and my Facebook is Lovari, and my music is on Spotify and iTunes under Lovari, Lovari.
Awesome, bud. Well, it was good having you back on, and I
Thank
will
you.
see you at on the 27th. That's
Yes,
at SPO Wrestling.
absolutely. Look forward to it. Thank you so much. And anybody that's taking time out to watch this, thank you so much. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
You got it, bud. Have an amazing day.
Much blessings and success to you. Thank you. You as well.
Thank you.